Hey guys, welcome to week 3. So this week the big order of business is the midterm. And so before the midterm we still have to cover one more chapter, which is chapter 5. And then actually after the midterm this week we're going to cover chapter 6. So a lot of work to get done this week. So the first order of business is chapter 5, which is all about demand. The two biggest concepts in chapter 5 are the rational spending rule, which is sort of how you want to split your money among two if you're purchasing two things. And the second thing is understanding how to calculate consumer surplus. The rational spending rule really builds off the concept of diminishing marginal utility, which is the idea that the more and more you do something, the less you enjoy each additional unit. For example, I'm not going to enjoy my 5th glass of water as much as I enjoy my 3rd. I'm not going to enjoy my 3rd glass of water as much as I enjoyed my 1st. And so because of that diminishing marginal utility, that means that it's never really a good idea for us to spend all of our money on one thing. So in the example that we do, in the guided example, it's like chocolate or vanilla ice cream. It's never a good idea to just eat chocolate or just eat vanilla, because the more and more I eat chocolate, my marginal utility is going to keep declining, and the less I eat vanilla, my marginal utility is going to keep getting larger and larger. So at some point, it's going to make sense to stop eating chocolate and switch over to vanilla, because the marginal utility per dollar is going to be greater for vanilla than it is for chocolate the more I keep consuming the chocolate ice cream. So make sure you look through the guided examples for the rational spending rule and how to calculate consumer surplus, as those will help you with the homework that covers chapters 4 and 5. So back on the homeworks, you had one that was due on Sunday, so chapter 1 through 3. You've got another one covering chapters 4 through 5, which is due on Tuesday. And these two homeworks are really going to be the best way to study for the midterm. So after the due date passes, you're going to be able to see the solutions for all of the homework questions. And so if it was me taking the midterm, I would want to have a printed copy of the homework questions and a printed copy of the solutions next to me or handy while I'm taking the exam, because every question on the exam is going to be similar to some question you've already seen before on the homeworks. So if you have the previous question and the solution to that previous question, those two things should really help you figure out how to answer the question on the midterm. So the way that I write the midterm is I'm anticipating, or I'm planning on you guys using the book, using your notes, and using the solutions to the previous homework. And so it's harder than, say, a standard in-class quiz would be, because an in-class quiz wouldn't have access to the book, to your notes, and to previous assignments. So because it's an open note, open book exam, the questions are going to be a little bit more difficult than, say, something you'd see on the LearnSmart. Okay, so the exam is due on Sunday. However, you still have chapter 6 things to do on Sunday. So hopefully you guys are going to finish the exam, Friday or Saturday. You won't be able to start the exam until Thursday, but again, the solutions for the homework that covers chapter 4 through 5 won't be available until Friday morning, the day after the homework is due. And so, really, I don't want anyone taking the midterm until you have a chance to see the solutions for the homework from chapter 4 through 5. And so that's sort of the plan of attack. The chapter 5 stuff is due Tuesday. The homework for chapters 4 and 5 is due on Thursday. And then the midterm and the chapter 6 stuff is due on Sunday. So just make sure you allow yourself enough time to do chapter 6 after the midterm. Don't wait until Sunday night to do the midterm, and then you're still going to have to do extra work after that. So that's really all I have for this week. Make sure that you guys, make sure that you look at the solutions to the homework before you take the midterm. It's really the #1 way that I think you should study, and the best resource, in my opinion, to help you succeed. What I've realized, or what I've found, is that whatever grade you get on the homeworks is going to be pretty darn close to the grade you get on the midterm. And that shouldn't be the case, because after you do the homeworks, you see your scores. You got to see what you did wrong, and you should be able to adjust. But what I've found is pretty much what the scores are on the homework is pretty much going to be what your score is going to be on the midterm, unless you study and take some steps to try and make sure that you improve that homework grade. All right, I hope you guys have a great week. Study hard, and I wish you the best of luck on your midterms. All right.